care for anything much bigger than Cape. I
That's
guess.
me too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's me for sure. Yeah, I'm the same way. It's okay to visit once in a great while, but other than
Yeah.
that, I'm out.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, Scott, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay, perfect.
Must be an expensive headset you got.
Hey, it works. That's all I care about.
Yeah. So. Hey, Joe.
How's Joe doing?
I'm good.
Good.
How are you, Mark?
Good, sure.
As far as getting the wall down, yes, but as far as other stuff, I didn't know, but that's pretty. All the stuff we do. Yeah. Very well. They were when I left. I deal with the. Right, guys.
Okay, well,
Good, how you doing?
all right, thanks.
Jay, how are you,
Oh, that's
sir?
good. Oh, that's something.
That's okay?
Real good.
Good.
Oh, with the.
Everything good on the roads?
Well, I hope so. Somebody's totally different if they are. I think we're okay. Yeah, a little ice on bridges the other night. We had-
You know what? I went out to the shop in the middle of that and had controlled slides.
Yes. Yeah, I was kind of out and about watching it, and when it turned pretty quick. So
Yeah.
we had to get everybody in real quick and go shoot them right quick, but, a couple of them were really slick.
It's just all about condensation below
Yeah.
and, cause since you've been a kid, you've seen those signs, bridges,
Oh, yeah.
icy,
Yeah.
when cold or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah, absolutely.
And that was one by the pilot house. I slid through that.
Yeah, I'm sure.
And then the one, we always call the Jiggity Bridge at 621 there.
Yeah.
Slid through that.
Uh-huh. Yeah, they got slick. I watched, I don't know what time it was. I got out. I've been out a couple times and I was at the bottom, the break just built there at the bottom of Snake Hill.
Yeah,
And I was coming up from Spring Street, because that's, where I live out that way, so I'm coming in that way. And, some lady had her turn signal on like she was gonna come turn onto the bridge. And, she slid right across the bridge.
Yeah.
Of course, didn't make the turn. She just kept on going straight, which I was glad she did, because it worked out good. I was afraid she was gonna try to turn and really have a problem, but she did okay. But that's about when it really started, was right then. I don't even know what time it was. The temperatures, after the sun. A little bit after that, they started turning the
so you
tides.
sent crews out to sand them then? And-
Yeah, we just put centers on.
Centers.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, we were out for, guys were out probably for 2 hours, 2 to 3 hours.
So what did you call them? Do you call them out then? From home?
Yeah. That's what we do.
So they all come into the shop and they get on their rigs and then head
Yeah,
out?
we had all our spreaders in, of course, ready. It was just a matter of getting there.
Yeah.
Well, we're small enough, we're kind of really quick reacting.
Yeah, oh gosh,
We got a
yes.
couple guys that live really close.
Is that like, do you have some like group text you send out? Is that how that happens?
We typically just, yeah. And most of the guys are real good about it. And then, of course, we pretty much tell them, be ready, just in
Yeah.
case, we.
Yeah, I
You
guess that's right.
usually know, but not always.
I guess that's right. None of that's,
A lot of times I'll call them in the middle of the night, Just depends on when it is.
yeah, I guess you're one of those guys watching the weather all the time.
Yeah,
People 16.
and we're small enough, you can't do like MoDOT, a lot of those sheds, they'll have a day crew and a night crew.
End up making it.
Basically just there, but small enough, you can't. If you get.
Have you been-
We're fine. 18 or 24 hours, we're basically just
I don't
having
need your
to
vote.
gut it out.
Yeah.
And then try to get some sleep and then come back in early again. We're too small to have split crews. We couldn't get around everything.
How many do you have? How many guys?
Well, when I'm fully staffed.
You don't ask
10
for much.
myself, I've got 9 right now. And one of them, I think.
Showing off and all that.
Children's retired. So I'll be short again.
Jake said he was voting for the city, so we do that. Yeah. Yeah, there you go.
All right, I've got 11 o'clock. And apparently I will be doing the. Today, we'll call the meeting to order. We do have a quorum. We'll start with introductions. Jay, you want to start?
Sure, Jay Knutson, I'm here representing the Cape Girardeau County.
Mark Phillips, Cape Special Road District.
Tom Caldwell, IDOT. Joe Killian, MoDOT.
What's around MoDOT?
Rodney Blueberg, City of Jackson. Jake Gerard, City of Cape. Joe Stewart, City of Cape.
Alex McRoy, SEMPO staff, and online we have Scott Hillcamp, Leslie Cochran. Looks like Chris Crocker. Am my eyes bad or is that extra blurry today?
It looks blurry to me.
Jonathan Colbert, Marlo Mills, Mike Brandon, and Mike Henderson.
Can I give a motion to adopt the agenda?
So, second.
First by Mark Phillips, second by David Knudsen.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. We've got minutes included. Any discussion on those? If not, I'll take a motion to accept.
So move.
Got a motion, is there a second?
Second.
First, Jared Mark.
Knutson.
Okay. Knudsen first, and Rodney Bollinger second. We do have Marlo online, so we announce.
We got a motion and a second. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. I have no communications. I don't see any public. Is there any public online? Hearing none, we'll move on to new and unfinished business. First up, regional trail connection study.
All right, so we do have our consultants here to provide a brief presentation. We'll open it with reminding folks, we do have our final open house this evening, but then again next week on December 11th in Jackson. But this evening, 4 to 6 will be at the Osage Center, where we'll be unveiling our third alignment option and sharing what we've learned so far with the public. So come to one or both if you can. And I will turn it over to Scott from Planning Design Studios to provide us a brief update on our project.
All right, thanks, Alex. Let me share. Can you set it up so I can share my screen?
I believe I just did.
Okay, let me try that in. Oh, here we go. Perfect. Can you guys see my screen yet?
Yes, we can see it.
Okay, why can't I see it? Interesting. All right, so you should be seeing kind of the first board, and really today just wanted to give you an update on kind of the content for the public meeting. So it would be an open house like it was last time. So we'll have boards set up. We'll have a little station where people can sign in. We'll have comment cards, and then we'll be at about 4:30. We've got a presentation that will kind of summarize the work that we've done. But the boards that we've developed, we've got a few new ones. So this will be one of the ones, and Alex, like last time, like I said, we've got the kind of just, what is a SEMPO type of board. And then this one's the same as the last one. Last time it's the discovery. And then we've added the north alignment board with some photos that we took and some statistics that we gathered. We've kind of revised this one to now be the middle alignment like we talked about last month. And then the south alignment hasn't changed. And then just a little update on the schedule in terms of the draft and final report. And then now that we have 3 options, we'll have the board where folks can put the dots on like they did last time. And then next week when we do the Jackson meeting, we'll have different colored dots so we can use the same board. And so that's the boards. And then on the PowerPoint, can you guys see the PowerPoint?
We're still seeing the tell us your preference slide.
Okay, so let me share that screen. All right, you should be able to see the PowerPoint now.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
cool. All right, so I said the agenda on the presentation will just be the SEMPO overview. Alex, I assume you'll do that again. And I've got all the slides that you had in there for the Jackson presentation. I guess if you want fewer slides, we can take some out, or we can just keep what you had in there before.
I may pare it down to just that one slide with the flow chart. Just the inundate people.
That one?
Yeah.
Okay, so you want to maybe that one, and that one?
I don't think we need the one with my gorgeous hair in it.
Okay, I'll delete that one out. So that would just kind of be the intro slide, and then you want that one?
Yeah, that should be good. And
And
I'll keep that just for the visual of our planning area. And then you
Okay.
can the rest of them.
But that one, and that one you want gone?
Yeah, we can get rid
Okay.
of them.
All right. Good. Okay, so we'd start out with the agenda, that slide, and then that slide, and then I'll take over and we'll talk about the team. We'll go through the project overview, and then you guys saw this last month. We kept the quick summary on the input so far, and then we've updated this to show the 3 alignments. We'll talk about the kind of the land use. We added this one, the traffic volume, just to show how the three routes compare on the traffic volume. And then the destinations to kind of highlighted some of the ones on the routes. And then north statistics, you guys saw that last time. We did kind of go back out and take some photos of different spots. So like the first public meeting, we'll highlight some of those some of the character along the different routes. So we'll start with north. We've got the pros and cons in there. And then middle, which again, you guys know it used to be the north. So we'll go through a few shots of that, and then pros and cons, and then the south, same thing. And then we'll get into the matrix, which you guys saw that. We've updated this matrix from what you saw before with just a little bit more information that we've gathered on the north alignment. And then we'll talk about next steps, and then we'll say, everybody, put your green dots and your preference, and then we'll move on. But we also wanted to, I've got this in the PowerPoint. I don't know if we need to show it, but we can. But we did kind of do some very high level planning estimates, and really it's based on kind of a rationale of the length of the route, and how many types of kind of structural role things that you would need to do, like the number of bridges, or if there's a crossing, or if there's a lot of topography you've got to deal with. So it's basically, taking a general cost per mile and then factoring it up or down depending on, our estimate of the complexity of a particular alignment. So you can see, those numbers are fairly big, but we do have a lot of alignments, and we've got some highway crossings in there. So, and this is kind of the whole backup. And again, I don't know if that's something that we want to show tonight. We've got it in there, but this is the first time you guys have seen it, so I don't know if it's something we want to show, but it's in the PowerPoint if we do want to, or if we get any questions or anything. But so what do you think, Alex, and the rest of the committee on the showing the costs tonight and next week?
I think it's good to have in our back pocket if discussion and questions really start to focus on costs. But it might be a little preliminary to just show as part of the presentation if folks really are inquiring about it.
Yeah, I agree. Like I said, they're very high level, but under the matrix, we have, generally kind of have these dollar signs, so that gives an indication of, we've done some thinking about the costs of these alignments. But if somebody asks exactly what's it going to cost, it could be a lot higher than those numbers that we have, or it could be lower. It's just, there's still way too early in the process to have, a full understanding of what the cost could be.
Yeah. And we have nuances where we had discussions where if a preferred alignment were to go forward, we might pursue phasing it and pursuing different grants to be able to accomplish that. So, but I'm glad that you guys have run those numbers. I'm glad that we have.
Yeah. Okay. So that was kind of the presentation, and so yeah, I've got some snacks and some water, so we should be able to hopefully keep folks entertained for the evening, and again, hopefully we'll get good turnout.
Yeah.
Any questions?
Alex, will the presentation only happen once?
Will be, Scott, do you remember what time we were going to start the presentation?
4:30, both
4:30.
nights. Yeah.
Yeah, the last time we had conducted conducts an open house in this manner. We had done one, we announced when the presentation would be, and then we stick around and answer any questions and help people navigate the boards.
Yeah, and I think in Jackson, didn't we do it twice? Because I don't know, one of them yeah, so,
Presentation in Jackson took almost the entire time, so.
yeah.
Yeah. That's why I wanted to pare my slides down a little.
Yeah, I mean, but we could, start it later, depending on how many people are there. So that part is flexible because it's an open house, so we can, like I said, if there's a lot of discussion around the boards, we can hold on the presentation. So.
Yeah.
Like I said, that's the plan. So after, like I said, we'll probably exit out of this meeting once you guys have, go through any questions that you have, but then we'll start heading your way and then get set up around 3:30 today.
Good. Any other questions for Scott? All right. Well, thank you, Scott. Safe travels.
Sure. Thanks, guys. We'll see you tonight.
In a little bit.
Yep. All right. So I got to stop sharing here.
Any other questions or discussion on the trail connection study presentation?
I'm just curious as to what is the communicative tool to make people aware of this open house?
We ran our flyer through our media outlets, through our public information office. I have a listserv of people that subscribe to our newsletter of 123 people, I believe, that I directly emailed with the flyer and the times and dates. And then I placed flyers. We have one at Osage, we have one at City Hall, and an announcement on our SEMPO website.
So there'll be 10 or 12 people there.
That's typically the volume we'll get. I think our Jackson trail open house exceeded those numbers. That one was one of our more impressive ones for trail, but yeah.
Is it the goal to fill up the room or is it the goal to just go through the motions?
Let me click on it.
Well, the goal is to get good feedback on the alignments.
Because it doesn't seem like we work real hard to get people to attend these.
It's difficult. If you have suggestions, I'm definitely open.
Well, I would sure think a media press release or something like that would help.
Yeah, we did send a message through our public information office. They have contacts of all local media and they send it to them. We didn't do a paid advertisement.
I'm pretty in tune to that stuff and I've not seen anything about it. So I'm just curious as to what the objective is.
Yeah, it's to solicit feedback from the public on what we've learned so far and the options we've developed.
Very good.
Alex, would it be possible to get the presentation out to stakeholders who cannot attend either one of those, like our council, Board of Aldermen, upper staff?
I'll have a copy this evening, so I'll be able to share.
Thank you.
Anything else? All right, we'll move on to the NTP discussion.
Okay, well, as folks may remember, we had a review committee recommends CBD to conduct a study. C supported that recommendation and the board accepted it, and currently I'm working with them on a draft agreement. Questions on the metropolitan transportation plan statement?
Up next is the SS4A safety action plan discussion.
All right, we do have the one handout from our consultants to their progress they're currently working on. Right now, as of now, the next steps are to transfer the ArcGIS story map to the city's GIS account. Currently, they're hosting the story map. We just need to get that moved over to our servers. They are then finalizing the plan and the appendices, which we do have a draft of, and it is on the SEMPO website. And they are finalizing the executive summary, both of which the plan, the appendices, and the executive summary are pretty much in final form, with the exception of comments we received from the public. So let me share my screen real quick. We do have these on the SEMPO website. Okay. So under documents on the landing page, it has its own project site right there. Takes you here. And then here's the draft you can download. This gives you the story map in a new window. And then here are all the components of the plan. Here's the executive summary, the draft plan, the safety toolkit, and the appendices all right here. And then we have the story map embedded on the site as well. So it's open. The planning committee has released it for public comment. It's on SEMPO's website, and folks can review it and send comments directly to me. According to our grant agreement, we did have to have the draft plan completed by the end of December, so we've satisfied that grant requirement. And then we'll need to have the board adopted by the end of next month, end of January 2025. So at our next planning committee meeting, I'll be asking planning committee to make a recommendation to approve the safety action plan. Any questions on that?
Move on to member reports. We'll start with the city of Cape.
Thank you. TTO 6 project, we still got going, our South Street project. Ronberger was awarded that contract Monday night at council, so we'll work with them, get them ready to go. It will probably be spring before they start in earnest, but we'll get all the paperwork squared away, make sure everything's good to go, and then as soon as they want to jump on that one, we'll get them underway. Franklin Street is now under in-house design. Since spring's out the door, we're designing Berkeley. We plan to have that ready in the next couple of months and try to get that out optimistically by the summer. Lexington is still underway. They start on the east end. They're working their way west. The Cape Rock to Old Sprig is open to traffic, but they are working on the sidewalk still. The asphalt is done from Sprig Street to Cape Rock. They'll just keep pushing west. Maintenance project, the concrete street repair 24, Ronberger is working on Cape Rock Drive. Right now, they are, I think, back at the intersection of Kings Highway and Cape Rock on the southbound lane. They pushed up to a little past Lombardo on the northbound. Now they're turning around, trying to get caught back up on the southbound, and keep pushing north. Once they get down to Cape Rock, they'll finish up Prairieville. I think that was pretty much all we got.
And then this past Monday at the council meeting, Chairman Jeff Maurer presented the TTS 7 committee's list of recommended projects and had a very good discussion with that. So at the next council meeting, they will vote on putting the tax on the ballot in April.
What was the final split as far as maintenance versus new construction?
Well, if you include the contingency, it was about half and half. We got 2 million for contingency, so that was around 11.5 million for maintenance. And then the other 13.5 is for 3 specific projects. And then we had, what, 2 alternates? 3 alternates.
Cool. Got it.
It seems like there's some pretty good consensus on that. Is that right? Or am I missing something?
We did quite a bit of outreach. Jay, to your point about getting the word out about these things like this connection study, we didn't get a lot of in-person, we didn't get a big turnout at our open houses. We got much more participation through the online surveys. And so there may be ways to kind of, I mean, we've done some of that already. We did an online survey for this as well. But even with these other meetings, we may, like you suggested, Rodney, find a way to maybe have online or electronic opportunities for folks to be informed about those things. We had a much heavier participation with the surveys, and there was a clear consensus that maintenance needed to be a priority, at least half. Some of them went even further. Some of them really wanted 100% on maintenance. Jeff, you explained to the council, some of our business leaders in the community, remember when TTF was originally for new streets, and they felt at some point we need to kind of get back to that once we get caught up on the maintenance, if we are even able to do that. But for the time being, the priority that we heard from the citizens was that maintenance needs to be a major part of the program. And so you're right, I think there was a consensus, and I think among the council too, I think they agreed with that.
Yeah, job well done. I think the TTF has always been a good template for a successful formula. And you're able to now use that as a roadmap for the direction you go.
Absolutely.
And that's all I'm saying about some of these other ancillary projects. If they can have that element of citizen participation, they have a lot better chance of success. And TTF has done a real good job on that. Good luck with that. It's a big deal.
Thank you.
Anything else for Kate?
I believe that's about it.
Jackson?
Yeah, Drew, thanks. Not a lot to report. A lot of projects have recently wrapped up, but I will cover the two MoDOT TAP projects and a cost share. We have a proposal from Smith and Company Engineers to for engineering services for TAP grant, Jackson Middle School sidewalk and crosswalk project. We'll be taking that proposal to the mayor and the board, probably at the next meeting, and getting that approved in the next month or so. The other TAP project is East Main Street Sidewalk Project between Shawnee and Bellevue. We're working on right-of-way procurement now. Should be ready should be out the bid soon. As soon as we can wrap those up. The cost share with MoDOT is the Deerwood Roundabout. We had a project update meeting with them last month. I'm acquiring two or three, I think it's three small electric guy wire easements that are located outside the MoDOT right of way on city streets. So I'm working with the city staff and Log Miller on those and getting utility relocation coordination done. And we talked to the mayor and the board at the last study session about a license agreement with the city of Springfield, Missouri, for the Safe Across program. So we're going to have that approved by our elected officials on December 16th, so we can start the pedestrian safety program at the beginning of next year. And just our street department is continuing training on winter weather operations. Get ready. That's all.
Wade County.
Chairman, I apologize. I don't have anything to report.
Road district. It's routine maintenance for us right now. Thank you.
Airports.
Major still finishing up the punch list off the terminal, and our T hangars are still on schedule for middle of this month. Start taking planes in.
For the RPC, we're getting our multimodal subcommittee of our TAC finalized. We will be scoring BRO bridge applications here in the next few days. And then we have a scoring meeting for that next
January,
month, right?
yeah.
I don't remember, did Jackson or County, I don't think they had any, okay. The RPC, we had, I think it was 8 of the 17 applications for bridge replacements were from one of our 7 counties. I mean, not 8 from one county, but we made up almost half of the applications, so. See if we can get some money in the area for that. Guess that's probably about it for us.
Hey, Drew,
Yes,
is there a TAC meeting next Tuesday or just a board meeting at the RPC?
just the.
Okay. And the solid,
Solid waste.
solid board is going to next Tuesday. Gotcha.
TAG will be January.
Okay, thanks.
Ready. MoDOT.
I'll start. We're in the middle of a STIP cycle. Actually really just kind of getting started with it. So we're looking to do some more projects. We'll be getting estimates together and going through the whole process. So that'll be probably a 4-month process. So usually we wrap that up around March, early March, whenever we get done with our part of it, and then central office will do their processing, and then we'll have a draft published in probably May, like usual. We'll leave a month open for public comment. Next thing you know, it'll be summertime. In July, we'll be looking for the Highway Commission to approve that. I don't know if it was announced yet at the last TPC meeting. I don't think it was. We've had our former director, Patrick McKenna, had resigned, and the Highway Commission has chosen our chief engineer, Ed Hassinger, to be the new director. Ed has been the director, or been the interim director, for the last couple of months, and the chief engineer for the last 13 years, I believe. Prior to that, he was the St. Louis district engineer over the St. Louis area. So it's a continuity of leadership. So that's good for us. I see Chris Crocker's on, so I won't mention his replacement. I'll let Chris do that, but we do have another area engineer opening, and that would be from Matt Wilkerson, who is the South area engineer, which does include Scott County. So that would be the port and the airport could sometimes fall. Some of their stuff could fall within Scott County. And so we will have an opening for that with a new area engineer to be named there, probably within the next couple of weeks. I think Alex probably did receive the notification from Chris on the new area engineer, but I'll let Chris go ahead and speak next.
Can you see me, hear me?
Yes, I got you both.
Yeah, I didn't want to steal any of the director's thunder, but it is kind of big news that I'm not an AE anymore. So, that's probably a little joke there, but Corbin Carlton has been selected to take over as the area engineer in our area. I believe I did send an announcement to the SEMPO contact list that I had. So if you haven't added him to your contact list, go ahead and do that, because he'll be filling in for me from now on at these meetings and giving updates and things like that. So unfortunately, he is in I think Rolla right now at a asphalt conference. So Corbin has been with us for about 9 years, and he's been in our materials department. So that's why he's over there at the asphalt conference. So you'll be able to meet him at the next meeting. But because of that, and because I've got a new role going on, I don't have too much of an in-depth update on things. I did want to let you guys know that we are going to be closing the Fruitland rest area on the southbound side at I-55 on the 9th of December. So coming up real shortly, we're going to be closing that, and it will be closed for several months. The completion date for that project is July 1st. of 2025. I don't know that's going to take that long, but it could potentially take that long to get opened back up. When we open it back up, the car parking will be eliminated and there'll be twice as much truck parking as there is now. I can't remember the number, but I think it's going to go from 30 to 60 is what it was. If you've been by that area recently, you'll notice that most of the trucks park on either the on or off ramps shoulders. So that'll be a good thing in the future. The Route 61 project, they're slowly getting close to finishing that one up. And I believe that they're still hoping to be completed with that one by the end of the year. And then other than that, I think the signal work at 74, that's still on for February completion to get those signals up and running there at 74 and 55. And I'll try to be at the open house tonight for at least a little bit.
We got at least one person.
Yep, I'm going to help that attendance count there. So, and just an FYI too, we do share that with our communications staff, and they post it on or I believe they share it on our Facebook page and our platforms as well. Just a lot of times it's hard to drum up interest in those things.
So then they have all kinds of.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Mike or Jason?
Yeah, this is Jason. Apologize, I arrived a little bit late. Our commission meeting is going on this morning, and so I was in the commission meeting when you all started, but I don't really have anything to add. They covered the staffing issues, which I think was what I was going to talk about a little bit. I might touch on that for just a second, just so folks in that room, your room, understand kind of what we got going on at MoDOT with staffing right now. So we're kind of in a cycle of some turnover and with some positions where we've had a lot of experience in those positions for a while. We've had 2 resident engineers with 28 years of experience retire this month. Those folks don't have a lot of interaction, obviously, with SEMPO or the regional planning commissions, but that does trickle down to other staff. And so as we replace project managers and resident engineers, Chris is an example of that. Chris is an area engineer that took a project manager position. We're losing some experience in our area engineer roles that do interact with SEMPO and the other RPCs. So some of those replacements are, 6 to 10 years of experience. So there's a lot of knowledge there that we're losing from those positions that are, they're either advancing in their careers or they're retiring from the department. So I would just ask that you have a little patience, and you may hear some responses more along the lines of, I don't know, I'll have to check on that and get back to you, more than you typically hear. But just know that we are trying to coach folks up and get people experience and get people to where they're comfortable and knowledgeable in their positions. And so hopefully you won't see a lot of drop off between Corbin and Chris, but Chris is a really experienced area engineer and Corbin is not. So there's probably going to be a little a growing period here. So that's all I've got to add. Thank you.
Mike, you got anything? IDOT.
No report.
And FHWA.
Hi, this is Cecily. I have nothing to report other than I hope you all had a wonderful holiday. And if I don't see you before the new year, have a Merry Christmas.
You too.
Hey, Alex,
Yes.
this is Mike Henderson. Can you hear me?
Yes.
I had some trouble taking it off mute for whatever reason, but I fixed it. I had another little pop up there. I don't have anything to add. I just would say happy holidays to everybody and look forward to next year.
Did I miss anybody? We got,
Yeah.
I think we hit everybody. All right, Steph?
The only thing I have is our next planning committee meeting falls on January 1st.
I won't be.
So what is the group's thoughts on the following Wednesday, January 8th? All right, well, our next meeting then will be January 8th. I'll send out notice and a reminder. I'll verify that this room will be available. And then I'll have the schedule for 12.5 sent out as well. Just holding on that, so we figured out the January plan. That's all I got.
Any other business communication? Set our next meeting date, so, without anything else, I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Rodney,
Second.
second.
Second, Mark Phillips.
All those in favor?
You too. Appreciate it.
There we go. Opposed? Adjourn. I'm getting nervous there.
That'll make guys.
Thanksgiving morning. Did you?